Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Toon Chat. We're back talking about the rest of the Steven bomb, and today we're talking about the second to last episode, Message Received.
Yeah, it immediately follows up after the last one on the moon base, and it ended with a cliffhanger. And Peridot steals a diamond-shaped object from the moon base when they leave, and Steven's very suspicious of her. And this flows right into it, where they're back on the farm, and the gems are like, okay, we know where the cluster is, and we can finish the drill, and we could go get it. Steven's like noticing Peridot's acting a little weird, and she still has this diamond, and he confronts her. And they have a private conversation in the pickup that's in the barn, and he confronts her about what it is. He kind of tricks her.
He tricks her, and he manages to grab it from her, and he realizes that she's still pretty fanatical about Yellow Diamond and being her servant.
Yeah, she was under the impression that Yellow Diamond, being so perfect and being so logical and reasonable, will listen to her and may come to an agreeable conclusion about the Earth and the cluster. And Steven's like, you haven't changed at all, we put all this trust in you, and you're still trying to call Homeworld and ruin all our plans. So he locks her in the Jeep, and he goes and tells the gems, he gives them the diamond, and while they're mulling over how Peridot's kind of betrayed them, she busts out of the barn in her...
the robot.
In her mech. Yeah, her mech suit.
They get into a whole thing, and Amethyst shapeshifts into a helicopter to chase her.
I don't understand how their shapeshifting works, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, so they go on like an action movie style chase through the countryside. Garnet and Pearl are launching an attack while they're inside Amethyst.
Right, and they catch up to her, the dogpile on her, beat her mech, and she escapes with the diamond thing, and Steven grabs her. He's like, I can't let you do this, and she manages to activate it and calls the Homeworld.
Oh. I did want to point out one thing that I thought was interesting. So before they give chase to Peridot, Steven and Garnet have this little, very short conversation about trust. And I thought it was really interesting because Garnet says something to the effect of like, you put a lot of trust in her and she betrayed that trust. It made me think of Pearl when they formed Sardonyx.
Yeah.
In the other Steven bomb. And, Garnet trusted Pearl and Pearl was kind of doing something not honest.
Right. She said, not everyone deserves your patience.
Or your trust. Not everyone deserves your trust. Something
was
to
it
that
trust?
effect.
I think it was patience.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're having this fight and they broke through a bunch of power lines. I was like, there goes someone's power.
They ring, the object rings Yellow Diamond, and there's a Yellow Pearl who answers it and demands to know why, our lowly Peridot is using the Diamond Direct line. And then we finally get to see Yellow Diamond in person on the other end of this communication. And she is very tall, very long features.
Very long neck.
Very long neck, very long face. Kind of Roman features.
Yeah, the way she's drawn is very different from everyone else. I wouldn't necessarily say her face looks more realistic, but maybe the proportions of her face or the details of her face are a little more real than, say, Pearl's face, which is ultra simple.
Yeah,
right. Pearl's face
Amethyst's
is
face.
or Amethyst's face, which is really simple. Hers is has a little more structure to it. I guess it's a little more complex.
Details on her face, especially compared to her Pearl, especially the troll face, the troll smile.
The troll. So that Pearl is completely a troll. I like the little joke about Amethyst turns to Pearl and says, who is that? And she's like, not all pearls know each other.
Yeah, that was funny. Yellow Diamond, she asked for a report on what happened, and Peridot is hesitant to tell her what happened to the ship, so she lies and says the ship was destroyed in an accident and crashed on the Earth. So Yellow Diamond is kind of annoyed, and she asks about the cluster, and it's like, good, so the cluster is going to activate and destroy the Earth, and I'm fine with that. And Peridot's trying to tell her, like, hey, I have more to report. There's organic life on this world, and it's full of resources that we could potentially use, and we should stop the cluster. And Yellow Diamond is not about that at all.
She's like, I don't care. Just do what I told you to do.
She actually gets angry.
Yes.
And says, I would like to wipe that dirt clod off the star map. It was interesting
because she started to get particularly aggravated when talking about the Earth, as if she had a thing. People had been noticing that the art on the walls of like the gem bases and the temples and stuff. So Blue Diamond and White Diamond are each holding one sphere, meaning like a planet. Yellow Diamond's holding two. So people are wondering if maybe Yellow Diamond is more of an aggressive conqueror type than the other two.
Yeah, it's possible. And also that she's really doesn't give a crap about the Earth. And she seemed very angry about it. It might lead back to Rose Quartz, for all we know.
I think there's some history there.
Yeah, it might be she just hates the Earth, and she seemed like it, and she seemed very happy that it was going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Peridot basically flips out on her, calls her a clod, which I guess is her favorite term.
It's her favorite. Well, that's the thing is they're not even calling you a type of rock. She's calling her a piece of dirt.
Yeah, and Yellow Diamond gets really that face.
The troll face.
The face, yeah. the face is like, don't make me come down there face. And so she hangs up and she's like, what have I done?
I can't believe I did that.
And they're so happy. Steven comes out.
He hugs her.
And hugs her. You're a crystal gem. It was so great.
This marks the official entry of Peridot into the team.
Yeah.
They've welcomed her into the team. They trust her. They were so brokenhearted to think that she was betraying them. And this was like redemption for her.
Yeah, complete on 180. She basically told off Yellow Diamond and betrayed her, lied to her, and wants to save the Earth. And so she's now officially a crystal gem.
She had a little bit of guilt there when she called Yellow Diamond.
She's like, I can't believe I'm a traitor to my home world.
Yeah. So this was, and it ends on her anguished scream as they're hugging, as Steven's hugging her, which
and
was
a pan
really
out from
funny.
the Earth as you still hear the screams. Yeah.
This was probably the most significant episode of the week. Like, this was really important. We saw Yellow Diamond. We saw another pearl. This was really
also,
important.
let's not forget, Yellow Diamond also tried to kill them because she could remote detonate that communication device. Yes. So Steven bubbles it and Garnet punches it into the sky and it blows up big. So that would have killed them.
Right. So that's a sign of things to come, I'm sure.
Right. That's war.
Exactly.
War is coming, like Admiral RoboCop said into darkness. Yeah. War is coming.
I definitely think there was some history with Yellow Diamond and the Earth, and I think we'll get a little more of that later.
Yeah. So look forward to one more. We got one more.
One more episode in the Steven Bomb.
And Steven Bomb. All right, guys. Take care.
Bye, guys.